Now, Trevor, I would like to ask you to give us a short introduction about the SuSanA network and what it's all about.
Okay, let's switch over to this.
Happy to do so. Can everyone hear me clearly? Not too loud or not too soft?
It's perfect.
Yeah, good.
Yes. Okay, great. So as you can see on the title page of the presentation, I'm reusing a PowerPoint that I recently gave in Dakar, Senegal at the 20th SuSanA meeting. For many of you, this not everything in here will be new, but for those of you who maybe have not attended a SuSanA meeting, at the beginning of the SuSanA meeting, we always have an overview of SuSanA just to let folks know, yeah, to get so everyone on the same page. Right. So, okay, I got this. So I'm not going to dive into detail on all these points. I'm just going to go through it for a couple of minutes just to give everyone sort of a basic overview of what SuSanA is all about. So as the name says, SuSanA is short for the Sustainable Sanitation Alliance, and is an open network with members who are dedicated to understanding viable sustainable sanitation solutions. It really links different groups, so from right on the ground practitioners way up to some folks that are going from conference to conference on the global level. So we have that depth. And the aim is, of course, to promote innovation and best practices to try and influence and help policy programming and implementation. As you can see, the number in this presentation is old. Back in not so long ago, we were at 4,800. Now we've reached 5,000 individual members, and we're still around the 240 plus minus SuSanA partner organization membership. And they're the SuSanA partner organizations are basically really varied, with both local, really small NGOs, associations, governmental institutions, private sector, and right up multilaterals and some UN agencies as far as partners go of the network. That is the mission statement of SuSanA, which I will not read out on this occasion. It's easy to find on the SuSanA website underneath the governance section. But that again, the mission statement, which was a participatory process that we did with not only the core group but also with the whole alliance. We basically worked on that for about 6 months, to end of 2012 and 2013 to come up with this mission statement. The mission statement builds upon the vision of SuSanA, so the vision document, which is the foundational document for the entire alliance, and all partners and all individuals that join the alliance then agree to this vision document. And in the vision document, just to give you a word or two of that, basically that defines what sustainable sanitation is, and in addition to that, outlines the 5 sustainability criteria that one should endeavor to achieve to have a sustainable sanitation implementation, and also naturally also paints this idea or pushes the idea that one needs to think from a systems approach, so not just one component of the service chain, but the whole picture. This just gives an idea of the reach of SuSanA, where there's a large subscription or large base of subscribers for the newsmail, and in the social media channels there's also a large reach. And yeah, we are a global community and have members from 150 odd countries, and the same is then also reflected in our partner organization. This is SuSanA online platform, so there is the online, of course, and also the offline. So the online platform basically is where we can do some shared learning, which takes place from a discussional perspective in the discussion forum, which all of you are familiar with and know that it's rather vibrant and active, which is great. And that's, one can say, thanks to the community management and of course all the volunteer moderators that engage and make the discussion forum as vibrant as it is. Then naturally there's also cooperation that can take place, and that's often the starting point of that takes place in side events, and as you can see, we've held many of those all over the world over the last so years. And then we have a knowledge management in the library, and also collaborations through the working group structures and working group.
Something is going on with the sound.
Yes.
With my sound or someone else has
No,
background
no,
sound?
it's someone
Now
else.
it's better.
I'm trying to mute people. There's a number of people that. Yep.
Perhaps background sound from someone else.
It's someone that has a bad connection. I'm muting people. You can keep going.
Okay, no problem. And then in addition, of course, we have a large photo database and a large video database. But I think just one word on the photo database. I think what makes it special compared to other collections of photos is naturally there are large photo databases all over the internet, but the SuSanA photo database actually is put into sets and categories, and also has a description of each photo, of each set, which then of course really heightens the usability of the photos. And it's always nice for me when I don't know every photo in the database, but quite a few of them, and it's always nice when you go to a conference and there's some other organization standing up there doing a presentation, and in their presentation I start seeing photos that I know in the SuSanA Flickr database. It's always great. And then in addition, we have the other two social media channels. That's the Facebook and the Twitter, and that's really just to reach out to folks that maybe we wouldn't normally run across in purely sanitation focused seminars or lectures. As mentioned, there is the working group mailing lists. These have grown over time. Back a long time ago, they were very small, and these days they're all more or less in between 1,000 and 2,000 members in each of these mailing lists. What's great about the working groups is that there is a thematic focus, and so when one does send a mail out to these working groups, you know that you're reaching folks that are focused in on that thematic area. And what we have done in recent times is the working group leads primarily use the mailing lists for the working groups, and then the discussion part of it then moves over onto the discussion forum rather. As you all know, the membership growth of the forum has been rather rapid over the last years, and that's great to see folks engaging and wanting to engage in vibrant discussion, because one of course can read everything that is posted on the forum, but not necessarily engage or be active without a login. So that shows that folks are wanting to engage. Over the years, SuSanA, of course, has also produced a number of products, and this has come via, a lot of it has been publications and case studies, and these have come about by individuals getting together from different organizations and working, really collaborating on different areas where they want to produce a publication. And SuSanA working groups and also the SuSanA core group and others have been used as a sounding board to draw on other comments and other constructive critique, etc., to really help raise the quality of these relevant publications. There's been a number of them over the last few years. This, I'm not going to go into detail. This is really just to show you that there's been a spectrum of vast number of outputs from the SuSanA network, and also that basically we've had many SuSanA meetings and side events, and we always try there not only to be green and environmentally friendly, but also for time and scheduling perspectives, because we're all busy people, to always time meetings and side events attached to other events that are already taking place. So yeah, this is just to give you an idea of the spread of the SuSanA meetings. We're very happy to have had our first now during AfricaSan in Dakar, so our first in West Africa. And naturally, as you can also see, and that's why we're happy to have the mother and father of SuSanA, so to speak, on this call. There is a big block up there, as Stockholm in the form of the Stockholm Environment Institute, SDI has helped us over many years to keep a constant, strong meeting happen every Stockholm World Water Week. And then maybe just a few words to strategic topics going forward that were outlined in our SuSanA joint roadmap over the next few years. and those are not really that much of a surprise. Of course, we and all the members and partners will be following the SDG and post-development agenda, and where possible, trying to influence and make sure that sanitation is included. And then, of course, in the next time, we're also going to be looking at or have more focus on large-scale sanitation rollouts and trying to find out and get good practices from the partner organizations in the network and have those put onto SuSanA for discussion and have a look at them. And then, yeah, we also have the thematic discussion series, which is taking on and putting together structured discussions over a week or 2 or 3. We've had one on the sanitation ladder, which went really nicely, and we have the next thematic discussion upcoming on urban sanitation finance from macro to micro level, and that will be coming up now in end of June. Actually, next week already we'll be starting. And I think that's enough from me. These are a couple opportunity areas, and this is basically just for people on the individual and also on a partner level to engage. That's enough from me. Thank you very much for your time and attention.
Okay, thank you, Trevor, for this nice and brief overview of SuSanA, about SuSanA. You mentioned the 19th SuSanA meeting in Dakar. For me, it was my first SuSanA meeting, and it was a really nice and inspiring event. Madeleine, you were also attending the SuSanA meeting. Maybe you can just share some of your highlights and from this meeting.
I just have to mute her just a second.
Yeah, I'm here.
Good.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Great. Okay. Yes, I had the pleasure of attending the SuSanA meeting in Dakar, and maybe I am one of the few that has been attending most SuSanA meetings, so I have some meetings to compare to. But what I really enjoyed in Dakar was that we got many interesting contributions from the West African region, which is usually a region which is kind of isolated because of a language divide, which difficults us from communicating freely with the West African, as they speak French. Preferably, or they speak their African language, of course. But anyhow, this was an opportunity. We were there. We had translation facilities, and we could really have a interactive meeting. And we could also take part of a lot of very interesting technical innovations and projects implemented in Dakar. Dakar will be one of the technical reference centers supported by Gates, I guess, in Africa. And so that's also a lot of the investment goes into Dakar, and they have great experience and a good technical experience. And there were also some very interesting experiences of how to work in the communities and how to bring forward financial options for sanitation. So yes, I agree. It was very nice, very active, and very enjoyable. It was a very, very beautiful venue, and we have never had such a beautiful exhibition hall. That was great. Excellent. Okay.
Okay, great. And just to add on this, we are already planning the next SuSanA meeting, which will take place right before the World Water Week in Stockholm, hosted by SEI, just to let you know already.